talk to me a little bit about your discovery of The Shining, because I think
Oh
that
God,
was mind-blowing for
that
me.
was that was a whole nother level of Shakespeare and Stephen King that I
Yeah,
was like,
I
again,
never.
had zero idea that's what I'd be finding. That was extraordinary. So in the archives, they have what is truly the first draft of The Shining. Other people claim they have seen it or they've published versions of it, but it's not the same. This one, Wendy is called Jenny. So
Mhm,
that's sort of the big giveaway. It has a totally different ending that King was generous enough to let me publish, actually, so you can see the manuscript
mhm.
page. And it's called The Shine. But what was extraordinary was he's divided into acts and scene numbers, just like a Shakespeare play, like with Roman numerals, right? And people might have forgotten, or if they've only seen the Kubrick film, they might not know that Jack is actually a playwright in the novel The Shining. And then I ran across an introduction in the archives. They had an introduction he had written to a Whispers magazine edition where they had published something that never made it to print, but was the original opening of The Shining, called Before the Play. And
Right,
that's
yes.
where I came across King writing that he was imagining a Shakespearean tragedy when he wrote The Shining. And that was when I was like, mind blown, what's happening? So then, of course, I became obsessed with like, well, which one? Which Shakespearean tragedy? And I didn't want to ask him because I didn't want to be, again, I like to go in with my mind open. And I did find traces of Macbeth that didn't make it to the next draft. So I was like, oh, it must be Macbeth. It makes so much sense. And then ultimately, when I talked to him and finally got the answer, it was like, oh, he was like, well, that's not really the one. But I mean, obviously, there were traces of it in there. But there was another one that he was thinking of that made so much more sense, actually, once he said it to me.
That's
One of
for the
my
book. Yeah,
favorite,
yeah,
that's for the
exactly.
book, but that was one of my favorite discoveries was, oh, wow, the Shakespeare that's at the foundation of this brilliant, brilliant novel about intergenerational trauma.